I'm going to talk about exponential functions, just a quick revision of what you've already covered with them. So an exponential function is a function that looks something like that in its general form. So it's y equals a to the x. It's the general form of an exponential function. Okay, we're just going to have a quick look now at what happens when this is maybe a negative x or negative a. How does that influence what this function looks like? So let's have a look at the question. Given p of x, q of x, and r of x, sketch these functions on the same set of axes. So we've got 3 to the x, 3 to the negative x, and negative 3 to the x. So let's see what all of those look like. Let's draw the set of axes. Y. Sorry about that. My screen is jumping all over this. Y and x. And firstly, we had p of x is 3 to the x. Okay, so what is that going to look like? Well, with the exponential graph, we always cut through 1. And I'm just going to draw this. I'm just going to draw this very rough here. Okay, let's call that p. Okay, so this is 3 to the x. Okay, if this had been a 5, it would have grown a little bit steeper. Okay, so I'm calling that the 3. Now, what will q of x look like when we have a negative x? How's that going to change it? Well, that basically means that we're flipping around the x-axis. So it's going to be a mirror image of this along this line. What do I mean? Well, it's going to look like that. Okay, we're just talking about the general shape here. We're not talking about specific points. We're just talking about what they'll look like. So this is q, which is 3 to the negative x. So that negative has the effect of flipping it around along this line. It's a mirror image. Okay, last one we had was r of x is negative 3 to the positive x. Okay, so what does that do? Well, that's also going to mirror it, but it's going to mirror, like we've effectively changed y, so we're flipping this line around. So we're mirroring along this line of the positive one. So we're going to have, still going to go through 1 here, negative 1. Okay, so that's through negative 1. And we're going to have this doing that. Okay, so this r, which is negative 3x, is a mirror image of p in this direction, along this line, along x. Okay, so we've just sort of copied that across there. So that's how changing the sign affects these exponential graphs. Okay, all of these are exponential graphs, just with a negative in different places. Okay, so that's the end of our revision for functions. Now let's move into some of the matric syllabus.